And I'm here today to talk to you about the death of legal tech and why conventional legal tech operating platforms are increasingly going to struggle in a digital world. So the first thing to emphasize is this is not about particular systems. This is really about the operating platform. We've got some sort of great systems out there, but I think they're going to struggle for 5 reasons. Point number 1 about productivity. Okay, so the typical model within a law firm is you've got a PMS, document and email management system. If you're lucky, a bit of case and matter and a bit of CRM. That model, first of all, is 25 to 30 years old. Okay, a huge amount has happened in the last few years and we're still operating fundamentally to the same model. Secondly, all of those systems aren't really legal tech, but they manage information. Okay, there's very little legal in them. So the reality of it is what we've got here is systems that we've got an $800 billion plus legal market. Virtually most of the output of that market is still done by humans that store information in these systems. These systems aren't adding a huge amount to productivity. And the third bit is many of these systems, actually, we're seeing this huge changes in demand, and many of these systems are quite rigid. You need specialized developers. They're not no code. So again, they're not perhaps agile enough for what people need. So that's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, I think, is cost of ownership. And this is what I'm increasingly hearing back from clients. You need these systems, you need to organize your information, but there's lots of other things a law firm needs to do now. They need to do more on productivity, more on security, more on client interfaces. And people are struggling with the cost of these systems. And the fact that they're best of breed and there's multiple vendors makes that even harder. So again, that's increasingly becoming a problem. And that's a reflection of the other things firms need to invest in. Third challenge, I think, is interoperability. So if you take a view that legal tech hasn't pushed out, okay, we're fundamentally organizing information. We're not doing much on the productivity or the legal delivery. You've seen the growth of prop tech, construction tech, death tech, and all of these things have got their own platforms that law firms are going to have to engage with. So to paint a picture, in the world of property, if due to government actions or property or blockchain, you're going to see, let's imagine you see all property transactions being done on 1 or 2 platforms with algorithmic valuations and auto finance settlement. How are your systems going to interface with that? What is your data flow going to be like? How are you going to have control of your data? Are your people going to be re-entering? And if you've got these rigid systems in the middle, that's going to be really, really challenging. Most law firms have got multiple products and multiple practice areas to deal with. So that's going to get really difficult. On top of that, we're seeing some great solutions hit the market, whether it be AI solutions, playbook solutions. You can't have a situation where your fee earners are going out of your main system, entering data into these systems because A, it's inefficient. Secondly, you've got no control of your security or your data. So again, the rigidity of these systems and the fact that they focus on set areas, again, is going to become increasingly challenging. Fourth point, I think, is Microsoft 365. So we've seen, many people thought Microsoft 365 or Office 365, as it used to be known, was just the online version of Office products from Microsoft. Anybody who looks into this for more than 5 minutes realizes it's not. Microsoft, massive business, 125 billion turnover. There is a huge capability coming down the track with the MS365 stack. It's got digital dictation, it's got an embedded e-disclosure system, it's got embedded RPA systems in Power Automate. It's got, the list goes on. Now, we do a lot of work for corporates, and what we've seen, the second corporates have implemented MS365, they've looked at their entire tech stack, looked at the capability, and a lot of software has gone, so they've diminished the tech stack. So they've ended up saying, we're going to be SAP for finance, MS365 for operations, and we're going to be Salesforce for sales. And the tech stack has got massively reduced. Are we going to start seeing that with law firms? I suspect we might, because again, the sheer capability and the value you're getting back from 365, I think is going to challenge this market. We are definitely going to see some changes. And the final point, Richard talked about this, COVID has caused some complete differences in how in our workforce. We're going to see a talent anywhere. We're going to see people working in the office, out of the office, agile, a whole range of different models. The tech market actually has responded well to COVID. It's kept people up and running, but it's also exposed. We've got gaps in KM, we've got gaps in process, gaps in supervision, gaps in social. And again, this course tech stack has got to adapt and change to be able to rectify these modern day problems. So in summary, we are going through this period of unprecedented change. More's happened in this market in the last 5 years than the 20 before, and COVID's accelerated that. What we've got now and how we operate isn't going to be enough. There's got to be some change, and it might be something more. It might be this missing middle, this magic sauce. But to succeed and deal with digitization, we need more than we've got now.